Because food is essential for growth, energy production, and maintenance of health, we spend a great deal of our time each day thinking about preparing and eating food. I wanted to become a raw food chef because I found the food that was available was a little boring. And if I'm going to maintain this diet, I'm going to have to do something to enjoy the food.
Food is a very powerful tool. I mean, every major business deal, even most decisions in someone's own family are done and decided around your family dinner table. Everyone is on the search for fantastic food.
People, are always going to find different things that they enjoy, and it's going to move along with the trends. And two trends that I can really think of are sous vide and the food truck trend that is currently going on. Sous vide is basically the practice of cooking foods without direct heat. You take a product and you vacuum seal it. You can vacuum seal it with herbs, with oils, with whatever you want, and then you cook. You take that vacuum sealed pouch and you put it in controlled temperature water, and the water will cook the item. So the item will have the appearance of not being cooked, even though it has been cooked to the proper temperatures, and then it also gets all the flavor that has been imparted into the vacuum sealing of it.
What's the latest trend, whether it's coming out of LA and all the stars are eating it or whatever, or some chef has been very creative in some part of the country or world, and it creates a sensation, and they'll talk about it with their friends here in this town, and then all of a sudden, well, a restaurant has to do that too. It takes off and everybody wants it, and you suddenly have the most popular restaurant in town. So other restaurants are naturally going to try to copy that so they can gain the clientele. So trends spread all over the place that way, and they'll last for years at times, or sometimes they don't last very long at all.
Some of the best restaurants in the world are actually underground restaurants. There's one in Paris that's been open about 12 years. It's probably hailed as the best restaurant, but it's only open by being invited to come. It's an underground restaurant. All the way to New York, Chicago, LA, and now Salt Lake City has these underground restaurants.
The trends have affected the way we do service at our carts. We have our sausages are made in Utah. We've also incorporated a vegetarian bratwurst and a vegetarian hot dog for people that have asked about vegetarian items. There seems to be a lot more like farmers markets popping up. I've seen more of a growing population wanting more organic foods, more local foods.
It's called culinary arts because it really is an art. Chefs are not only creating new trends, but they are also creating their own unique identity through aroma, look, and taste of food.
I think the only thing that ever limits your creativity as a chef is yourself.
I feel like specializing in a certain area can be either limiting or it can be something that can add a lot of creativity. If you specialize in a certain type of food and put new spins on it, or you specialize, for instance, in cooking vegetarian food, there are a lot of creative ways to make new things that are vegetarian.
As you gain knowledge as a chef, there are disciplines that you can focus on, and you can branch off and specialize. Pastry chef, for example.
At first I thought it might be limiting to eat such a limited amount of food, but after doing it I found that the creativity involved in creating so many different foods, it was a wonderful experience. I've created recipes like eggplant bacon and dragon's eggs and blonde ambition and celebration cake. Yes, you can have your cake and eat it too. Chefs are creative. They don't just follow a recipe. They like to experiment with flavors and textures. In general, chefs love food and are happy when they are part of a successful gathering.
I have had some unusual chefing experiences in my career, especially as the executive chef of the catering company. One event in particular, I created a cooking contest. I broke them up into 6 teams and provided them, each team, with a country, a menu item that they had an hour and a half to produce, and I gave them the equipment and ingredients they would need, including an instruction sheet on how to create the dish. And they would be judged by myself, the manager, and the owner of the catering company. And they did quite well. It was a lot of fun to do.
There are many different experiences I've had as a raw food chef and teaching in different environments. I think probably the funnest one is when I participate in the Raw Food Chefs Challenge, which is where chefs come together and create for an audience some food that has not been planned. In fact, we don't even know what food is available. And we're working with another chef that we may or may not have worked with in the past. And that's an exciting experience.
One of the major things that I think brings different chefs together is just sharing in the creative process of cooking.
The thing that connects, chefs together, if they all have different styles, is just the passion of, the creativity of, putting out a quality product.
With different cooks and different chefs, it's nice to learn different things from each other, and I don't know, it's just fun.
When you sit at your table and you eat that bite, and it's something so delicious and so amazing that you have to comment on it. That was killer. That's the common thread. And so food becomes like the centerpiece for anything important. I don't want the recipes for the masses. I don't want the stagnant recipe that you can get in any restaurant anywhere. It has to be something that comes from your soul, something from your heart, something that you're passionate about, something that you want to share. And those are the recipes that come to by invitation only. Those creative opportunities for the chef to show off and take all of their skills and bring them to my table and my friends.